today we have a very special guest with us, obviously, Mr. Dany,
Hello.
and to our right, our partner in crime, of
The
course,
one,
always,
the only,
Dany Neville.
weighing in at 80 kilos. Not me,
Not
you.
The camera puts on a few pounds,
you.
bro.
Yeah, well, it
Definitely
does.
you.
more than a few
In the
pounds.
black corner.
Yeah. How long have we been asking Dany to come on the podcast?
That's a lie.
Yesterday.
That's a lie.
That's my brother right there.
What?
That's the first lie.
Should I take out evidence?
Yesterday, 3 months ago.
Yeah, should I take the evidence out now?
Sure, Judas.
Nus. Liberal.
Okay, give me a chance.
Tell me.
Okay.
Before the summer,
Yeah.
right after Ramadan,
Okay.
we said we were going to do it.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
But then I traveled. I went on tour.
Yeah.
That is true.
It
And then
is.
I came back for a week and we said, fine, we'll do it in June. In
That's
this
also
week,
true.
In this week, that was true.
I traveled. So it's on me this time.
Yeah.
Balance it.
Let's balance that
That's
out.
true.
And then we traveled again. We came back in September. In September, we said, done. We're going to do it in September. I had to go to Japan. That is the truth. That is honestly the truth.
Yes.
I remember.
So-
I remember.
And then the last time I called you is like,
No,
oh,
let's not talk about the last time. Let's just stop in Japan.
Okay. So, okay,
And
it's
we're
been a
here now.
long thing coming, but we are truly blessed to have.
It's an honor.
No, wallahi, it's our honor. Believe me, we've been. So, a lot of people do know you, but obviously you're a figure that most people look at you and know you as probably one of the best DJs, not only locally. I would probably say globally, and
Thank
then
you.
other than that, and a super fantastic talent when it comes to drifting.
I tried.
Where the hell did that come out from?
I have no idea. I was never. A lot of people don't know this. I was actually never into cars. My brothers. One of them was into rallycross and one of them into autocross, and the other guy drove rally. I was the only, and my dad is a huge car fanatic. I was the only one in the family that was actually never into cars. I was more into bikes and dirt bikes and quads and stuff. Drifting, and I never had my intentions or my eyes out on any sort of car races.
Four-wheel, like,
Nothing to do with cars at all. And my brothers tried to get me into it, no interest. And in I want to say in 2000 and like maybe 10 or 11, I had a small crash on a motocross in the desert, and my mom was just like, "That's it,
That's how it
stop.
starts,
You
yeah.
need to stop." So like 3 years, I wasn't doing anything to do with bikes or racing. And then I randomly, not a lot of people know this story, I randomly went on Facebook. We're that old. I went on
I
Facebook.
just went back to Facebook. I'm on like Marketplace now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Is it like the new thing?
It's
now?
cool.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's like
Exploring
bringing
new-
it back.
yeah.
But when you
Throwbacks.
scroll down and like
Yeah.
see what you used to post,
the best.
oh my god.
So I went on Facebook and I literally typed in, oh, this is what happened. I was booked to DJ an event in Yas when they did the Formula Drift
Oh.
the exhibition.
Okay.
Mohammed Falassi, which I didn't know back then. He put on a great event. Never heard of drifting. And I remember I was DJing and I saw these guys coming around the corner on the North Circuit in Yas, and I was like, what the hell? What's happening? Like,
Yes.
so unnatural and so like out the box. And a
Yeah.
car is not supposed to be doing that.
Going sideways.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, let me look at what this is. Found out it was drifting. Started reading a lot of articles how people who transition from motocross
Mm-hmm.
usually go to drifting because it's the same thing with the throttle control. It's the same techniques. I was like, okay, interesting. Got on Facebook, literally typed drift UAE, and first search like hit was Mohammed Falassi.
Okay.
I didn't know he was the same person who did that event in Yas.
Okay.
Messaged him, hey, hi Mohammed, my name is Dany. I would really love to look into this thing called drifting, blah, blah, blah. Straight away, Mohammed's like, I know you. We booked you to come and DJ, come down. He had just started the Pro Drift Academy. Went down there and
Oh, you started from the ground up.
yeah. I knew nothing. We got in at 350. Back then they had an Irish instructor called Mike Fitz, who's on the pro circuit. Great guy. Within the first 10 minutes. And I remember Mike telling me, he goes, listen, I'm not going to waste your time. It's either you have it or you don't. So
Okay.
we'll find out after the first lesson.
Okay.
And if you don't have it, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Within the first 10 minutes, I was hooked. And it was like,
Nice.
that was it. And then I went into the grassroots event. Back then, so the championship was Drift UAE. what we know today as Emirates Drift Championship. It was Drift UAE, so they had you couldn't get your pro license. You had to win the grassroots, go into pro-am, and then go into pro.
Oh wow.
So I won the grassroots event my first year, and Mohamed Falassi next year just said, "Yo, jump into pro." So in 2015, I went from driving a stock. My first car was an S15 right-hand drive. I was making everything really difficult for me.
That's how you excel.
Yeah. And I keep telling people nowadays, like, don't go out and buy yourself a pro car. Like, practice on like stock cars, and then that's it. I won that event. I won that series, and then 2015, I went into the pro event, and you know, the rest is history.
Nice.
Linked up with Von Gittin Jr. It's like a beautiful story. Von Gittin, me and him met in Dubai. Didn't know who he was. I was still drifting in the grassroots event. Mohammed called me, said, "There's a guest that wants a dirt bike. You're the only one I know with a dirt bike." So we took out the dirt bikes, and I meet this gentleman called Vaughn, and we kick it off, and we're sitting for like food in the majlis afterwards. We're in the desert, and I was like, "Yeah, so what do you do?" And there was like a bunch of drifters. The Saudi guys were there, like the Saudi champions were there. There was a bunch of drifters, and everybody went quiet. Like, is this guy for real? And everyone looked at me, and I was like, okay, you know, one of those like awkward moments. And I was like,
Pitch beside.
yeah, like, and he's like, oh, he goes, I drift. I was like, oh, really? Me too. I just started.
Let me show you a few moves.
Yeah,
Let me teach you.
And I was like, so yeah, like, how long you been drifting? And I think at that point they realized I'm not joking. He's like, yeah, I'm a world champion. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, I'm the drift world champion. I was like, what do you drive? And he goes, I drive a Mustang. And I was like, oh,
That's you.
yeah, you drive that monster
I've seen you.
Mustang thing. And we kicked it off. Like, he just found that to be hilarious. He tells that story till today. And he's like, yo, I like you. he offered me a deal off of that. And, you know, we flew out, and we really connected. Me and Vaughn, like, really, really got along.
And obviously you're a Monster sponsor.
Yeah, so through him, I have to give him credit. Through him, so the first year we went out to the States, when I bought my first pro car was his 2014 championship car. We flew out to New Jersey, and we did the testing and everything, and then after that we went to a Monster event. I had nothing to do with Monster at that point, but we went to a Monster event in Spain. I think it was in Madrid, Barcelona, I'm not sure. And there was a massive Monster party. I met a bunch of people there, James Gilbert, a bunch of people there, and we just really like got along.
Nice.
It was like I was part of the Monster family. And then when I got back to Dubai, Vaughn made the connect
Nice.
with everybody and said, yo, I think we need a Monster athlete out in the Middle
In
East.
the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then back then I wasn't too present in the motorsports scene, so they offered me a music contract first. So I was actually in the music program.
Okay.
And then fast forward, we developed a team with Sheikh Khalifa and Sheikh Sultan.
course.
Lunatics by Nature happened, and Monster was like, yo, if that's what you guys want to do, let's just give you guys a team sponsorship. And
Lovely.
it was like the most organic, the most beautiful relationship, because we had never been involved in such a big sponsorship
Nice.
like Monster. So we were a bit paranoid, and obviously also because Sheikh Sultan, Sheikh Khalifa, we don't know how to navigate being in the Arab world.
Of course.
So when we sat on the table, it was very natural, and they're like, we want nothing from you guys. We literally love your personalities. We love what you guys are about and what you represent. And we want this image of the Middle East to change.
Nice.
That you're not what the media portrays. Rich, spoiled brats
Yeah.
we want to change that. And Monster played a massive role.
Kudos to Monster.
Yeah, they gave us that platform, and they gave us that
Nice.
opportunity to say, yo, there's a bunch of cool kids out there who are from the royal family, who are okay financially, but they're not spoiled, they're not brats. They have, like, when people found out Sultan physically builds the
Yeah, he's
cars,
passionate about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it shows you that they're human, they're humble, there's respect, there's love, there's talent. So they played a
100%.
huge role in that. And yeah, again, the rest is history. Monster just developed with us, and we
That's
developed
awesome.
in the car scene, and I became that reckless. I'm not the most talented. I think I'm just the stupidest driver on the grid. Like, I just don't give a shit about
No, but
anything.
man, the talent, you might, that's what everybody says, you know what, people are talented, say I'm not talented, but obviously you have it in you as a DJ, and you know, I feel it was meant to be, because it just happened so organically.
Yeah. I
And
think also the entertainment aspect, because you say it's because I'm a DJ. I think also I connected the entertainment aspect of drifting. Like I didn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Drifting is not time attack.
Yeah.
Drifting is not Formula One.
Yeah.
Drifting is
It's skill.
it's not for the driver. A lot of people don't understand. It's not for self. Like you're not there beating something or wanting a podium. You're doing this for the crowd.
Yeah.
Well
And I think
It's a show.
that's what I related to. Is
Yeah.
that I'm a DJ and I'm an entertainer
Yes.
by nature. So when I got into drifting, it was the whole I don't give a shit type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
scenario.
I'm just
Like,
having fun. I'm
here.
letting, yeah.
you know, if me and the boys are going in at 100 kilometers an hour, scraping the wall, and the crowd goes crazy,
Yeah.
if we break the car and we're out of competition, yo, guess what?
You got
The
the crowd
crowd went
running, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And I think that mentality allowed me to just be
Yeah.
free and learn how to drive at my pace and create my own style drifting and going out there and leaving it out on the line regardless. Like there was
Yeah.
no, I realized with other athletes and other disciplines, there's
Yeah.
a lot of strategy
Mm.
and there's
Yeah.
a lot of like stress in the race. And if I don't do this and then I got to shave off time from here.
Yeah. Of
I think from early on, I was just like, it's entertainment.
To
fun.
have fun.
It's for the crowd.
Yeah.
If the crowd leaves like, yo, that's a win for all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Like not just me. So yeah.
True.
So you know we are super blessed. Obviously, you're a friend, you're a brother, but we're super blessed that you've reached to this stage now. And honestly, the affiliation between you and Monster is it's so strong because now when I think of Dany, it's an immediate thing of
Yeah.
yes, you're a DJ, of course, and we
Yeah.
you know back like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and we know, but now it's like you've grown so big. Knock wood, thank God, and we're super proud of you.
Thank you, bro.
And you're representing a whole bunch of other I don't want to say kids because obviously
Yeah.
we're not kids anymore, but
Yeah.
you're supporting, you're doing it for a good cause.
Yeah.
You're letting people get into in the fun of it. It's
Yeah.
not just that, like you said, I want to shave off a few seconds, I want to make this perfect. There are people who
Yeah.
do that, and it's fine. You know, it's their prerogative.
Yeah, no, all the respect, and
Yeah.
obviously, those are disciplines that you have to work a lifetime
Yeah,
to be part of. I'm not taking anything away from it, but
100%.
I feel like you have to identify. Like, there's a lot of people in certain disciplines that are just not happy,
yes,
and I look at them and I'm like, you're just not a Formula One guy. You're
Yeah.
too crazy. You're too much fun.
Yeah.
You're just not that. But you know, his environment, his upbringing, his
Yeah.
whatever, maybe pushed him into that. I'm not taking anything away from
Of
that.
course.
All I'm doing is like you said, I'm trying to represent, and especially in this part of the world, growing up, being born and raised here,
100%.
but Lebanese,
yeah,
never accepted in anything,
yeah.
being part of the third culture kid. I'm just trying to represent that. Hey, I found a lane.
Yeah.
Whether it's music or motorsports, I found a lane. I grew up in it on my conditions.
Heads up,
I
man.
found
This is,
I found my own lane.
yeah, you didn't put basically any barriers.
No,
A lot of people do
no.
that, and they say it's because of that. But this
Yeah.
just proves to shows you know like that you can do whatever you want to do if
Yeah.
you put your mind to it. Nothing really matters.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we both grew up in the same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not about. Yes, there were things like you need to be you know
Times were
certain-
different, you know.
Times are different, yeah. But now, obviously, so what about the DJing though? Take me back to the to our scene to the
The DJing was like a lot of people ask me how did it start. I don't remember. For me it's I mean my close friends know. I dropped out of school when I was 14 years old. I was in Shayfat, and
yeah
in grade 9 I you know my family was going through a lot, and my mom was just like, listen, like, you know, I can't afford Shayfat
Yeah.
anymore. Like back in the day, Shayfat,
Yeah.
and still like it was a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah
So she gave me an ultimatum, like, what do you want to do? Because she knew I was a good kid.
yeah
I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't the kid that went to school and fought or flunked out. I was just, school was not for me. I just couldn't, my brain, you know, I just couldn't, ما استوعبت يعني. I
Yeah.
couldn't. And thankfully, like, Allah yarhamah, she identified that, okay, he's not a bad kid,
yeah
but let me give him a chance. Like, what do you want to do? I was 14.
yeah
And I remember, I didn't even hesitate. I was just like, music. Like, I just want to study music. If you can pay for me this last thing and
Yeah.
just let me get a degree in music, and that will be it. And I was so confident.
Nice.
At 14, I was so confident. I was just,
That
I was
was
just
an
like,
early
do it
age,
for
man.
me.
And back, you know, sorry to interrupt you, but I remember those days, and
Yeah.
I know that 90s was a tough
Yeah,
period
you're
for us to
talking
grow up, right?
95, 96.
Yeah, this was one of the
Crazy.
yeah
And being an Arab kid,
yeah
you
in
know, in Sharjah.
in Sharjah.
I'm not even in Dubai. In
yeah.
Sharjah, and
Yeah.
you know, again, being an Arab kid outside the box.
Yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't say this, but I had tattoos when I was 14. Like
Yeah.
I did not fit in at all.
Yeah.
And for my mom to hear me say music, it must have been like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like above all this,
Yeah.
like,
Red flags kind
and
of thing.
now
yeah,
like
yeah.
music, but you know, God bless her. She was just like, you know what? If that's what you want to do,
Yeah.
go do it. I went out for 9 months and she sent me to the States against all my family's
Yeah.
wishes.
Obviously.
Like
yeah.
my dad, my eldest brothers, they were like, don't send him to America.
Yeah.
حيخرب. Like he won't come back.
Well,
But
look
that's
at me now.
that's a like stereotypical way of thinking at the time.
100%.
You know.
100%. You know, he's an Arab.
Yeah.
Again, Lebanese. We grew up in Sharjah. حتنفتح الدنيا في وجهه, and
Yeah.
he's gonna just.
But you build character when you go there.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
went out there. Again, I was like 15. The year after, I went out. We were there for 9 months, and I aced.
Nice.
I aced college. It was like immediate. Like it just clicked. It was.
Because something you wanted.
Yeah, and it was the science. It was more into the engineering side and more into like producing for TVs and for movies and stuff.
So it started off as like production.
It was always DJing, but I needed some sort of degree. And back in the
course.
day, there was no degree in
Yeah. True.
DJing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Bro.
now you can get diplomas.
There was no degree in anything.
Yeah.
You remember those days? Like
it was either doctor, engineer,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
they
Yeah.
used to ask us like, "What do you want to do?" It's not what I want to do. What's being offered at the
Yeah.
table now?
I didn't know. It's gonna sound ignorant. I didn't know there's something called audio engineering.
Okay.
Me and a friend of mine who was like my mentor growing up, he actually did some research, and he's like, the closest thing we can get to a diploma or a degree in music is this thing called audio engineering.
Okay.
That's so we're like,
What is that?
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's something to do with music, but the goal and the vision and the end goal was always DJing
Nice.
and like being able to entertain. It was always,
Nice.
you know, when we were in Shreifat, we used to go to these little house parties and get paid like 100 dirhams to bring your little stereo.
I
and-
remember those, man. You remember? We need to mention the guys, man. You know, like
of course,
the
those,
days of
yeah, the
Dahoud.
OGs. The OGs.
Those were. I
Yeah.
mean, when we were growing up, that was like we used
I'm
to
feeling
look at
left
them
out
as
now, guys.
gods, man. That's
I'm
like,
feeling a bit left out now.
I can't even tell you what happened in those house parties.
you don't want to
It
know,
was
man.
crazy.
It's
And it
nice.
was in Sharjah too.
Yo,
Buhera was the spot, bro.
man. And Marbella was like
Yeah.
it was,
like party and then go to like eat a
Shawarma
drink
place.
or
yeah, with shawarma.
shawarma, the two dirham shawarma.
2.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice to remember those days, and we laugh about it now. But wallah, it was tough, man.
It was very tough.
It wasn't easy.
What
Now
about
we laugh
kids
about it.
now? Kids now are like, oh, let's bring back the 90s, and they're wearing like 90s like clothes
Yeah.
and stuff. I saw like a meme that says like, you want to go back to the 90s? Go stand on a bus stop for 20 minutes
Yeah.
with no phone. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna be
man.
doing nothing.
No, it was tough. Like we talk about it, like you said, we talk about it, we reminisce now, and alhamdulillah for everything because it did build character.
Yeah.
It made us who we are today. And I find myself implementing, I'm sure you do the same, implementing a lot of life lessons that I learned growing up in Sharjah.
Of course, man.
I implement a lot of these things in business I do around the world. And I think to myself, if it wasn't for these experiences and if it wasn't for these hardships and good times and challenges and fighting or standing up for whatever it threw our way, today it's really benefiting me in everyday negotiations and businesses. Like certain things I'll get into, like maybe I'll get into in a negative space and I just stop and I think back to like a certain point in Sharjah or like experiencing something and I say to myself,
Reset,
alhamdulillah,
yeah.
that I'm
Yeah.
even here
Yeah.
now.
True.
So let's not push it. If there's something that's not going my way or somebody's not giving me everything that I'm asking for, it takes me back. It always brings me back a step to say that, yo, Sharjah was a humbling upbringing.
We went through all this. We went to Sharjah, we went to Dubai, and all the parties and all whatnot. This is what made you who you are today, and I'm personally super proud of you, and so
appreciate
are a
it.
lot of people. But you're not only a DJ, you're not only a drifter. You're so many other things. You are. I don't want to give you any names or something, but when I told you earlier on you're an influencer, you're like, I'm the worst. No, you are, but you don't know it. You're not the typical like Instagram, posting thing, but you do influence a lot of people in a good way. But you're also an extremely successful businessman, which not a lot of people know about that. And you are on a lot of international eyes, if I can say that.
Yeah.
So you are a member of a lot of things, and you do a lot for the community.
True.
And
I try.
this is the thing, man. A lot of people just know you as, oh, Dany DJ, the cool guy. No, but you do so much more.
I try.
Yeah, and tell me what you recently. I've read a post somewhere that you became a part of You hooked up with someone. Was it? I don't know. Was it? I remember
No,
there was.
are you talking about the music post? The
We-
one
yeah.
the one about the label?
Yes.
Okay, so no. The label. So my entire career, I've never gone into the corporate world.
Yeah.
I try and do what I do behind the scenes. I've always been a believer of like. My mom used to say, "عمول منيح وكب البحر."
Okay.
Like, don't ever talk about it. Just
Yeah.
do your thing. Do
Yeah.
whatever you can.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth and
Yeah.
keep it moving.
Work in silence.
So I
yeah.
used to do a lot behind the scenes. I never got
Okay.
into the corporate or to like, I never got paid to
Yeah.
be some sort of director for some label. I stayed away from all that. I was happy being behind the scenes wherever I can help. I direct, I position, I place.
Yeah.
Cool. Fast forward, I got a call from a dear friend of mine. It's amazing how the world works. This gentleman, his name is Sipo. He was in Dubai 20 years ago
Okay.
when the music scene was like we know it,
Yeah.
like very basic. And he was one of the pillars that tried to implement things in the music scene, whether it was a point system or a record label or studios. And he was way ahead of his time, way ahead of
Okay.
his time. So like everybody who was ahead of their time,
Yeah.
didn't find success here, moved,
Moved on, yeah.
traveled the world, gained a lot of success in, like, in the world of music. Randomly picked up the phone and said, "Hey, I'm coming back to Dubai." Imagine 20 years later.
Wow.
Me and him lost touch,
Nice.
but it was always like love. Like, I always knew he was okay, his family's okay. And he goes, "I need to sit and talk to you." And said exactly what you said. You've done so much. It's time you start getting paid for it. And I'm like,
Give credit where credit is
yeah.
due,
And he
bro.
was like, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Everything that you do, there's a job title for it. And we at Gamma, we understand. So their interest is the Middle East now.
Okay.
Gamma is a huge record label. It's led by Larry Jackson. He's a huge mover in the music industry in the US and in the world. Their eyes are on the Middle East. They did their due diligence.
Okay.
And yes, there was the influencers
Yeah.
and the big boys and. But Sipo said exactly what you just said. He was like, "We did our due diligence, and we know in the community
Yes.
you're strong, your word's credible. All we want to do is start."
Showcasing
The word wasn't pay, but we want to start rewarding you
Yeah.
for what you're doing and giving you incentives
Yeah. To keep on
to,
doing.
just to
yeah.
keep on doing it, and maybe also. And I remember, I'll never forget. He goes, "Even if you don't need the money, but maybe we start creating bigger opportunities for the people that you're trying to help."
Yeah.
And that's what got me. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, fine, I'll get a reward, I'll get a salary or whatever, I'll get incentives. But if I can be in a position now where, Samer's an artist or Samer's a DJ, before it was like, "Yo, Samer, this is Mo, this is Samer, take it, go."
Yeah.
It might work, it might not work. But now if there's an incentive for me to be like, "Samer, Mo, Samer, hey, by the way, I'm also part of a label, come."
Yeah.
We have
You're
studios, we
investing
have
your
writers,
time
we
as
have
well.
producers, we have
Yeah.
agents, we have da-da-da-da. There's
So
a
like a whole
there's-
talent pool
Yes,
to-
there's a bigger picture
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So that was what convinced me to be like, you know what?
It's good.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
I'm now part of a bigger family and a bigger machine.
Yeah.
It's no longer, again, little one-man show. No,
Yeah.
I want to be alone and
Yeah.
behind the scenes. I was more open and I accepted it more. And I accepted it because it didn't change where it came from,
Mhm.
which is me still helping.
Yeah.
I made the post
Mm.
saying that now this is my role, and it was
Yes.
like, even that I was in conflict about it. Like I spoke to a lot of friends and took their advice, and they're like, "Yo, just own it." Even that I was like, "Man, do I really want to tell the world?"
Yeah. You're
But
being
I
Then
feel
too
like it's
humble,
from
man.
your upbringing
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
like, I don't
the
wanna
one-man
say-
show.
Yeah,
The
and
whole
it's like
thing.
a big title, and to be honest, even my wife was like, "Be proud, like wear it proud. It is exactly what you do.
Yes.
They're just giving you a title. It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
just wear it."
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're,
man.
you're
It's-
just being too humble, bro. You deserve it and much more, because you give so much to others, and it's not only this, like, even on private part, you're always there for people, and
Yeah.
this is not me talking. This is all the community, whoever like it's a small world. Dubai is very small.
Yeah.
Sharjah, UAE,
Yeah.
the whole Middle East is very small. Everybody knows everybody. Whoever mentions Dany to me, they say, "Man, Dany is such a great guy. He always stands up for us. He's there for us. You need him in the middle of the night, he picks up. He need this. He knows people here. He knows people there. He makes things happen. It's
Alhamdulillah.
you. So it's not, of course, I know that you're trying to be humble, but bro,
You know what it is? I'll be honest. It's our upbringing.
Mm.
We can't own success.
Yeah.
There's something psychological. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about
you know, I swear to God, this is exactly what my wife tells me,
yeah.
and I
We
keep
can't
telling.
own it.
Yeah.
There was
I swear to
something. There
God.
was something when we were young.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the environment. I don't know
Yeah,
if it was our parents or maybe
100%.
inherited because our parents wanted to be low key and
Yes.
part of
Yeah,
it.
Work in
So
silence.
we
things like
cannot
that.
own success. It's like every time something great happens, we're like, oh, like no. It's like it's
That's
a
taboo.
weird mentality of I don't think I deserve this. Like so, yes, there's the humble part, and we try and do our part and everything. But
Yeah.
then there's the bigger part that nobody talks about, which is very psychological, and we need to break out of it. Is that we cannot own success, man? You see people celebrating the dumbest shit, the dumb like. I don't want to name things, but like there's a page on like Instagram that will celebrate a guy who like he went and got a haircut.
I
They're
know
like,
where you're going.
like, oh my god, like, and then here we are saying, no,
Yeah.
like
Stay
no,
here.
So true.
I can't say I'm the VP of A&R. No, I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm just Adnan from Sharjah,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to be Adnan from Sharjah, from
Yeah.
Al Khan. That his dad was this and his
Yeah.
mom, and it's a psychological like warfare.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what I feel like. What I feel like I want the next generation who are third culture kids, who maybe come from not extreme poverty, maybe middle class, maybe poverty or whatever it is, who are in an environment and in a society that they might think is intimidating to be successful. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Break the
And
stigma.
you are a
Break
perfect
it.
example of it.
If you're winning, now don't celebrate everything. We don't want to know if you go to the toilet. But if you're doing great things and you're proud of what you're doing,
Yeah.
wear it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wear it on your sleeve. We will accept you.
Yep.
If we don't accept you, other people will.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
don't hold it in and don't like,
Yeah.
again this don't fall in that stigma of like no we can't. That's what I battled with.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's only the last couple of years. It was actually after COVID
Yeah.
that my mind just switched.
Yeah.
And I stopped being, I don't know if you want to call it, I stopped having the poor man mentality.
Mm.
After COVID, I turned into this beast. Like,
Nice.
Yeah.
I have food on the table for my family, and we have a roof over our head. And I did all of this without an education, without a high school diploma, I did everything on my own terms,
Yeah.
playing music, whether it was drifting, whether it was being part of Gamma, whether it was a Monster.
Mm.
Everything was birthed from music.
Yeah.
Music shaped me.
Mhm.
Music made me the personality, made me free mentally, and everything
Yeah.
followed. It's a domino effect.
True.
Right after COVID, we all went through the whole mental breakdown and
yeah.
assessing our life and what we should and shouldn't do. Right after COVID, my mind just switched. Still humble, but
Yeah.
just into this like humble beast of like,
Yeah.
you know what? I am who I am.
Yeah.
I do what I do in my lane, and I'm super proud of it.
And,
I
you
would,
should be.
I
man.
would
Yeah.
love for people to be with me and connect. And I'm no longer a one-man show. Like I
Yeah.
want to meet and identify people in different industries. Like the way we connected is insane.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
crazy.
That is very true.
Like I didn't know you as a kid,
Yeah.
but the people that you mentioned are
Yeah.
people I like grew up with my whole life. And then when I met you, it's like
We
your
had
parents and my
acquaintances,
parents.
yeah.
Like there's a whole history. So
I
it's-
knew you as a kid though. When I'm driving to school, when I'm riding to school, I hear Dany Neville on the radio. So
bro, I'm not that old. Just so you know, no,
He's
because
liking that.
somebody said the same thing to me yesterday. I was at Fresh
When-
on Friday. I was at Fresh, and somebody said the same thing. He goes, man, you know, I grew up listening to you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not that old, but it's because
I remember when you were like 3-4 years old and you had a birthday party. I remember him on the radio singing. And I remember it.
bro, a lot of people have this misconception, but if I was 14, 15 and I joined radio when I was 17, my 18th birthday was like in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Put that in perspective. The people that were 17 that I grew up with
Yeah.
were just finishing high school,
Yeah.
going to college.
Yeah.
So if they say, "Oh, we grew up for 10 years listening to you,"
Yeah.
I'm still your age.
yeah, it's just a few years.
Yeah, but you were in college and I was just working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't
Because
embarrass me,
everyone
bro.
thinks like, you know, when a person works, they're like
Yeah, you're an adult.
25
Yeah.
or something. You know, like
I'm the biggest example. Of I'll
Mashallah,
never
that's
grow
amazing.
up. Just,
Wallah, proud of you,
just a
man.
kid. Thank you,
Wallah.
And
Habibi.
still, you know, just to add on what you're saying, that obviously we are, I don't know what they say, we are the X generation, whatever. For me, 30 years ago is still 70s. It's not like
Yeah.
2000 and
Yeah,
something. So even today, God bless, health is serving us. Alhamdulillah, this is the most important thing. We have our family around us. And you're still DJing. And
Yeah.
people are, and you're still as active as the days of Marbella and Sharjah.
100%.
If not even more, probably. Because the
100%.
crowd is wild.
And I will, for me, DJing is not a fad. It's not even a career. It's like, for me,
It's a passion. man.
it's my passion.
It's your release valve. It's your
I
blow-off
say,
valve.
I say this all the time.
car terminologies now.
Yeah, release
Blow-off
valve.
valve, yeah.
Blows. Now he's really gonna embarrass me. I didn't even know what a radiator was until I started drifting.
I remember the story you told me. about
Horrible,
it.
horrible.
Man,
Let's not tell that story.
But it's
but-
the driving.
But for me, it is a release. It's my therapy. It's my everything. So as long as I can, طول ما الله عطيني الصحة and the ability to entertain people. I look at Carl Cox now, like almost 65 years old, rocking stages. If I can, and if I'm healthy
You
enough
will.
to do that, I want to.
will.
See, pre-COVID,
Yeah.
poor man mentality. No, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
At the age of 30, at the age of 40, I have to retire and set up a real life and a real this. Today, sorry, bleep that out.
Yeah.
Screw all that stuff.
Yeah.
As long as I have the ability to, I'm going to
Bless.
perform and produce
You
and
will be,
make
man.
and express, and it's my art. Some people paint, some people do movies, some people, بعد عمر طويل, when I'm gone, I want the legacy to be, he achieved everything, great, good on him, but guess what? It was music. At the core of it was entertainment, it was music. That's what his soul was, and
And it shows,
Yeah.
man. It shows you're a vibrant soul. The smile is always there, mashallah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
The music
It's-
everywhere. all
I've
the
always
time.
seen it.
And it's such a common thing because who doesn't love music, man? Like it's a conversation opener. And when we were talking, you remember people forget like 90 songs now.
yeah.
I don't know if you play them in the parties or not, but
No, fresh. I mean,
bro,
Yeah.
the party of fresh is all like 90s. It's all nostalgic.
the mix you sent me on the thing. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah.
it's bro. It took me to good days, but then I remembered. Oh, I remember that girlfriend. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember
But,
the fight.
but doesn't every record take you back to certain times, and some of them
100%.
you actually forgot?
100%?
But that song, that
Yes.
lyric, that feeling,
yes,
you-
yes,
you-
yes.
as soon as you hear it,
It takes me back to that exact moment. It's like a perfume. Like when you smell something.
yes,
Nostalgic,
it's me.
yeah.
It's the frequencies. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like I've
Audio engineering coming into play.
yeah,
now.
I've been able to infiltrate the sounds and the feelings and what they bring and what they do beyond playing two songs and-
just mixing it up. Yeah.
and
yeah,
having
is-
bling headphones.
yeah.
You know
And-
what it is? It's literally it's like programming for us because that was there was no internet when we were growing
Yeah.
up. So that whatever was on radio or
It's
whatever was
curation. It's all
whatever was
curation, yeah.
the DJ whatever was playing. Even though I had no idea who the artist was, or I just sang along like Chingon for I have no idea what they said. I was cool. I wasn't cool, but
But it's the melodies that are making
Yes.
you feel.
Yeah.
a certain
now
way.
I'm like, wow, remember that what's his name? Snow Informer?
Yeah, Informer, yeah.
Bro, the whole school. Remember Hani?
Yeah.
I remember he printed out somewhere. This was,
But you know his lyrics meant nothing.
I know now. I know.
Do you
but
know
those
this?
days,
His
I'm
lyrics.
gonna leave this.
Okay, so there's an artist called Snow, and he had a
Okay.
song called Informer.
Okay.
And we all thought like, yo, he's so lyrical, like the lyrics, because we didn't understand. It's like, dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dibba. Turns out, like,
It's like Young Thug.
yeah,
right?
like a couple of decades later, he
nothing.
went out and he's like, it means absolutely nothing. It was just gibberish.
Gibberish.
And احنا مثل الحمير, we're sitting there in farm.
Yeah.
Wait, I
I
like
like
you
you
bum
bum
bum there. And we're like, yeah, it means absolutely nothing. And he was like a white boy from Canada trying to like sing in patois, and we're like, oh my God, so embarrassing.
But
bro.
now
But those melodies,
this is what's taking you
they
back. man.
remind you of a time.
Yes.
They remind you of a breakup. They remind you of your first kiss. They remind you of
Yes.
certain things that you might have
Yeah.
forgotten.
That particular song reminds me of Hani Ma'annaqi. I don't know if he's listening or watching. He's a very dear friend of ours. I remember back in the day, and I remember him also because he bought an E36 Cabrio,
See?
new blue. Man, we used to play football. and
Any
I just-
BMW, man.
Bro, I'm like, yo, Hani, like, خلاص, enough football, like an hour of football. Drop me home, man. Cash
Just waiting for the car.
and the pages, yeah. But that song, man, it hits on so many levels. But again, this was like we were programmed, and I'm sure the new generation does that as well. Maybe on a different level because now everything's so easily accessible. But back in the day, man, those songs just hit you back. We need to like sit down and reminisce and find, because I'm surprised you still know a lot. You hold so much vivid information about the old. I lost touch with 90% of the people because everybody went their own way. We're discussing like, oh yeah, Flan, yeah, he's there. This guy's there. How do you find him?
For me, it's look, for me, I didn't have so many friends growing up. So the few that we had, the memories were very intact. But also, every single, like, not year, every single phase of my career came with new friends and old friends, and also came with music.
Yeah.
And all this music throughout the years, I still play today.
Yeah.
That helps me keep those memories. If I hear a Keith Sweat record, I'll tell you now,
I know.
Keith Sweat Twisted.
Yeah.
A lot of people might be like, oh,
You know
Keith
what?
Sweat Twisted, sexy. You know, for me, you know what Keith Sweat Twisted reminds me of? A fight we had on Jumeirah Beach before Kite Beach was Kite Beach,
Yeah.
when there was nothing there.
So forth.
For some reason,
Yeah.
we were listening to Keith Sweat. We were all underage on that beach, and a fight broke out,
Yep.
and the police came and picked us up.
Yep.
That song
Wow.
alone, now, if I play it every week, right? Every time I play it, it reminds me of those people. I never forget them.
You know
and
what
then
it reminds
me of other stuff
Nice.
that those people did.
Yeah.
So my whole
And they bring up the stories.
yeah.
As well.
So for me, the whole reminder of my life, believe it or not, it's so cliche, has been the music.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? The song?
No, I don't. I don't.
No. I'll be
Let's
no,
keep
Keep
Answer
Sweat
that.
Twisted. Do I want to know?
it reminds me for some. I you know the reason, but I'm not gonna say it. It reminds me of perfume Jupe.
Oh wow, the red one. Yes, I know which
Yeah.
one. The red one.
You connect the dots.
Yeah. Let's go back to drifting.
Let's go back to
Let's go back to
drifting.
drifting.
Well, now Dany obviously has a classic, and he
Oh,
made
yeah.
the Mercedes 123 ever so popular. With
Yeah,
the
your
shoot
car
of
is all over the
Lunatics
net,
by
man.
Nature,
Yeah. The price went up.
The price went up. Yeah.
called Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 280 was a blessing. So there's another story. I don't know if you guys know this story. Khalid bin Hadar,
Yeah.
who Khalid, they're waiting for you, by the way. Just so
every
you
Second
single
podcast.
if there was
podcast.
anybody more like that stalls more than me,
Yeah,
it's
that's
Khalid.
Khalid.
Because if it's been
Hands
a
down.
year, it's been 2 years of Khalid.
Hands
We
down.
love you.
Yes.
Khalid's my big
and we
brother. I love
mention
him.
him and on every podcast, and we like we
With Said, the last one as well.
yeah,
It's gonna
absolutely,
happen.
Absolutely.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So Khalid called me. I want to say in the summer in June, and he sent me a post online. And he goes, Khalid was in Paris, and he goes,
Where else will you
yeah,
be?
he goes, Dany, I need you to go check out this car. I think it was a 450.
Mm.
I think. And he goes, I just want you to find out if it's a 6.9. It was something so simple. He goes, go, it's not clear, go check out the car and let me know if it's a 6.9. So I call the number, right? And the gentleman answers what was his name? The Iraqi guy.
Adil.
Adil.
Yeah.
Adil picks up the phone. I remember it was 3 o'clock and I was driving back home to Sharjah. And I'm like, man, I want to go see the car quick before I hit traffic. Adil picks up. I go, this is the post, this is the car. I want to come see it. He goes, yeah, we're only open at 4:30. Adil, please, I'm going to Sharjah. Blah, blah. Let me see what we can do. All right, make your way. Like, I'll be there by 4.
Okay.
We drive to some building.
Yeah, next.
yeah,
our
across the road.
storage place. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah, underground.
yeah,
okay,
like
okay.
this is dodgy, bro. Like, okay,
What's gonna happen?
and
Keep my pants on.
and yeah, and I know nothing. Like I haven't connected any dots. Nothing. I'm just going to
Just
see
a
a car
guy
for
on the
Khalid,
phone,
and some
go
guy
there.
called Adil, Iraqi accent, telling me come to a basement. I'm like, okay.
And no reception. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell my wife, stay in the car. I'm like, stay in the car. I'll walk. She's like, just drive down. I'm like, nope, stay in the car. So we walk down into this basement, and going back to me not being into cars at all, this basement flooded me with memories of my father and Sharjah.
Wow.
And I just went like that.
It's
Morphine.
yeah.
I don't know anything about anything I'm looking at. I don't want to say what's in that basement
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
dangerous. But
Yeah.
my God, completely forgot about Khalid's car, and I saw the 280.
Yeah,
It was just parked there out of all the cars. And I go, what's this? And he goes, it's a 280 CE. It just got here. It had just come off the boat or whatever. And he's like, we haven't even checked it or I don't.
Yep.
He goes, okay, so what are you here for? And he remembered the post. So he went around looking for the car. And I took a picture and I sent it to Khalid. He goes, where's that? And I was like, it's in the basement of da da da. And he goes, are you in the basement of Al Hayy Motors? And I was like, I don't know. He goes,
Oh yeah, because you didn't come to the showroom
no,
first.
we went
Okay.
straight to the basement.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're making the basement sound so bad right now.
We'll do a gig
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
sometime.
So he's like, I'm pretty sure. He goes, who are you speaking to? I go, Adil. He goes, he says, is Samer with you? And I went up to Adil. I said, are you Samer? He goes, no, I'm Adil. He's like, oh, Adil, give him the phone. They start talking. I don't know what they say. Turns out the car wasn't it.
Okay.
And then I take the phone back and he goes, that car is beautiful. And that car, nobody knows. It's going to become a classic. Like everybody's going for the basic stuff that's like
Yes.
known classics. But he goes, pick up that car because I know nothing. I just like the way the car. He goes, pick it up. He goes, ask for the price and pick it up. If you can, pick it up.
Wow.
Picked
Lo
up
and
the
behold,
car.
we met then afterwards. It just became a snowball
Knew
effect.
nothing. Knew nothing about that car. Picked it up. And then he asked me to come here and finish the paperwork.
Yeah.
So I came here, walked in. It's crazy. I walked in and I looked at Samer and again that feeling of like nostalgia. Although we've never ever met.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We're in
man,
the same circles though.
we didn't even talk about the car. Did you grow up in Sharjah?
Yeah.
Shwayfat, that, bro.
I remember that day you sat with us.
Bro, it was
and I
3
just listened.
hours.
Yeah.
3 hours until Adil was outside. Like, hey, do you want to pay for the car? Like, we just talked about
Wallahi,
life and
Honestly,
everything.
I didn't want you to leave.
Yeah.
Wallah. I
It was
didn't want you to
amazing.
leave.
And we
Nice.
brought out, and then you walked in,
Yeah.
and then we connected your father and your uncle to my father and like our friends. And I was just like,
it's a
we
small
co-
world, man.
we completely forgot about this car.
Yeah.
Completely. And then that feeling, like till today, I know nothing about cars, but now I find myself in the classic car world because
Yeah.
of that feeling that I get with music.
Yeah.
Because now I'm seeing cars, I might not know that's a 300, but
Yeah.
I know when I was a kid, my dad took me to Hardee's in that
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the SEL I bought,
Yeah.
right? Straight away I called Samer. I said, yo, there's an SEL 560. I know nothing about it. Samer made the call. He was kind enough to like find out where the car is. It's clean. He goes, yo, go pick it up. I didn't know what it
Nice.
was. All I know is my dad had one in 1990.
It's just the whole vibe of remembering those
Exactly.
days.
I was reminiscing. It was bringing back childhoods. The last year my father was here, he was driving around in that car in Sharjah, blue, with a blue interior.
It had
Go
to be
pick it up.
yours. Yeah.
First day I drove it, the smell.
Yeah.
We're telling you, keep it. Yani.
I
It's
was
a
just
keeper.
like, yeah. But now the SEC, so I don't know.
It's always nice to have a collection.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
You just.
I still have priorities. You know?
Yeah.
still have payments to
bro,
make.
you just started. You have no idea what you got
Yeah.
yourself into. It's just the beginning, and inshallah, you will. I'm not saying you're gonna become. You will be a collector like Khalid.
I can't be a collector. I can't. I don't know enough. I can't
Okay.
ever take that credibility of being a collector. It's like sneakers.
Yeah.
I love sneakers. I
Yeah.
wear sneakers. I appreciate sneakers. I'm not a collector. For me, a collector will go to the ends of the world to buy one piece,
yeah.
Yeah.
not having 200.
Yeah.
So I don't have that credibility. But what I think I would love to do is do for my kids
Yeah.
what my father maybe couldn't do for me and
Yeah.
leave those things. So if I can collect these and create stories, inshallah,
Yeah.
with my children and
You
leave
will.
them to somebody and
You
then
will.
they have those
Yeah,
stories,
absolutely.
for me that's a whole newfound love and like
Absolutely.
appreciation for life and like, you know, after we're all gone, like
But you will always have
to
a story
remember
after
as
this
well.
podcast and before and after, of course. But the 280, bro,
yeah.
can I say his name?
Yeah, it's out there, khalas. Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton, man.
Yeah.
That car was blessed by. He
Yeah.
sat in that car, man.
8 times world champion.
You know when
7.
when
The
Monster
Controversial.
yeah.
No, well, let's call it 8. Let's call
Nice,
it
I
8.
like
Put
that.
it 9.
We're Team Lewis. Yeah.
Whoever is Team Max now is gonna.
Sorry, guys.
They're gonna go online like, what do you mean? what are you saying?
Send down the
We
comments.
love you guys.
now.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Khalid, don't get angry. We love you. When Monster hit us up for the shoot, we came up with this whole. Me and Sultan came up with this whole theme about showing them how we grew up. So we're like, yo, let's go grab old cars, and just happened that we all had Mercedes. Call people from our crew that
Yeah.
have the stories, which is you guys, and just go out and do this thing with Lewis. And funny enough, there was Saeed's car, there was you guys, both your cars, and then Sultan had the 560, and then I had the SEC. Lewis did not want to drive any other car
Nice.
but the SEC. He fell in love with it. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh no, but you know, you need to shoot this because you're going to be in the.
Yeah.
He's like, nope.
It just looked different.
Yeah,
man.
he's just like, this is it. I just want to drive this. And then they're like, yeah, but Dany wants to drive it. And he's like, yeah, Dany can drive it in another shot.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
drive
his.
it now. So when the video came out, I don't know how people knew it was my car. I was telling Samar, I think because they saw the plate number. They didn't hide the plate number.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the price just went up.
Bro, you know, we did this one of these whatever shoots on one of these reels. Most of the I was doing reels about BMWs because
Yeah.
I'm a BMW, and I got so much hate, and it's like, yo, your car is okay, but that Merc in the back, those Penta wheels, is that a W123? Is that a coupe? Whose car is that? We got over 1.4 million views.
That's crazy.
Bro, your
crazy.
car is like, it's destroying my career.
No, but that car,
yeah.
car, if I ever wanted to sell it, as long as I can afford to keep it, that car is gonna stay in
You
our
will
family.
always afford to
You'll
keep it
keep
because
it.
Inshallah, ya Rab.
you have us and we
Inshallah.
have you, and this is your
Inshallah,
place, and the garage is yours, and the
Inshallah.
showroom is yours. Everything is yours, man.
But that car hopefully one day is like passed on and on and on, and the story
It should
continues.
be a family heirloom, inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Hopefully.
Ya Rab. But now we're in it. Now we got the bug.
Yeah.
We're doing this podcast. I'm not really here.
We
I'm just looking
appreciate him
around.
coming, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yani,
Finally.
busy man.
I'm just
Yeah.
no. Don't say that. Don't say that.
Gotta throw some
You're never
steak,
gonna
man.
let that go.
No, but listen, it's even though it was a long overdue thing, but we are honestly, truly blessed to have you, and we appreciate your time. I know
It's
you're
my
super
honor.
busy. You're DJing over the weekend. You have a lot of things going on. I know it's difficult to put away. You know, a few.
Never busy for hangouts. I know the mics are on, but these hangouts are priceless with people I love, and I
It's
admire
mutual,
what you
man.
guys are doing.
It's
Like
mutual.
everything, you know, a lot of people. It's not like you're doing anything different. A lot of people are trying to do what you guys are doing, but the one thing that a lot of people don't have is the love, the heart, the passion, the authenticity.
We appreciate
Like
it.
none of that stuff. You guys have it all combined together, and a lot of people watching this don't know the history between you guys too.
Yeah.
Like you know, the family, and it's just for me. It's I know you say it's my honor. Honestly, like I'm in the presence
No, no,
of
bro.
purity and
It's all love.
just love.
all
And
love,
you know,
bro.
there's
And-
nothing. There's nothing behind this. Like, oh, we gotta get the clicks or we gotta get
No,
the
man.
sponsorship.
No.
It's genuine when you guys say, let's sit and
100%.
talk and put the mics
Yes.
on and let the world know
Yes.
who we are as Arabs, who we are
Yes.
as lovers of life and culture, and
Absolutely.
that's what it's about.
And we can't thank you enough. And we want to see you here more often.
Done.
I know you're busy again.
We're close
and
to Sharjah though, so that's
yeah,
good.
much
yeah,
better.
and
Yeah.
then
Are you
obviously
dissing Sharjah? or-
No, بالعكس.
Oh, okay, because you
Come
said
on.
it to like, who's
He
the
was
Sharjah?
born in
I was
Sharjah.
born in
He
Sharjah.
was born in Sharjah. Yeah.
Wallah.
There
See
you
on
go.
my passport. Like,
There you go, bro.
we're from, like, I'm the only one in the family born in Sharjah.
I'm
Yeah.
turning this
Zahra
into
Hospital.
I'm turning this into East Coast,
Bro,
West Coast.
you know, because Sharjah had like 2-3 neighborhoods, and everyone knew everyone. So it hits different. Dubai obviously is Dubai, but
I love Dubai. Dubai gave
Yeah.
me my career. Dubai
Yeah.
gave me my Dubai saved my life.
Yeah,
I love it. But Sharjah is my home. Like
it hits different, man.
Sharjah
Sharjah
is
is
home.
different.
It's just
Vibes.
my
are-
childhood. The smells, the
Yeah.
industrial
The
areas.
traffic.
yeah.
But it's becoming so beautiful.
The bakeries, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was trying to explain to my wife. What was the famous bakery?
Reef? No,
not Al Reef. Not Al Reef shut
Lebanese.
down, by the way. in
Yeah,
Sharjah.
no.
Not Al Reef. There was a bakery.
Makhbaz Lebanese. What was it called? Man?
Now it's open on the highway after Mamzar. Back in the day,
Yeah.
it was after Shar Al Wahda going to the industrial area. It was a very famous bakery.
Yes.
All the families
I
used to
used-
go there for
bro,
bread.
Yeah, I used
I
to
don't
get the
remember what-
samoon, the. And we
I
used
don't
to
remember
get-
what it's called.
not
That
the-
smell,
Yeah,
that
bro.
smell,
Yeah.
I will never ever forget.
Yeah.
I just want to go to the new one now
Yeah.
that they opened, just to go in there and
Yeah.
I'll probably drive the
On
280
your
there.
way. Why not?
It's on the
let
way,
us
but
know.
there is one when you're going to Sharjah. It's on the right.
That's
There's
the
a
one.
building.
That's the one.
I was there last Friday, man.
That's the
It's
one.
the same.
That's the
They
one.
used the same thing. But anyways,
That's where we're going.
thank you so much for coming.
You guys are welcome.
Inshallah,
Thank you.
we'll see you very soon.
Inshallah.
You know,
Always a pleasure.
just keep rocking, keep DJing,
Thank
keep doing what you do. We are
Appreciate it.
huge fans. We are your brothers. We are followers, and
You.
hopefully we'll see you. Somewhere big,
I
even
love you
bigger
guys.
than where you are now.
And everybody who ever wants to get into classic cars, this is not an endorsement. These guys are
This wasn't
family.
paid.
The check, bro.
No, seriously, like
Take the check.
you don't know this, but
Thank
Samer,
you.
like he puts up with so much. Like
Yeah.
he's always ready to advise me and like down to parts and making the order and like I
No,
swear
He
to
puts
God,
up with me a lot as
Yeah.
well.
you guys like this is not an endorsement.
love, bro.
This is
I
genuine.
do this
like
because
High
genuine-
Motors,
Yeah.
and to be fair, like my parents and their like older generation
Yeah.
have all been here. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is like turath. It's like
Yeah.
history.
It's a museum.
So please
Thank you.
Anything
so
that they
much.
do for the community, I need you guys to support them. I need you guys to be there.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna do some pop-up drives and hangouts.
Done.
We will.
Done.
We will.
I just cornered you, didn't I?
We've had a few hangouts, but
Yeah.
yalla, we'll
I
do
missed
some
one of
more.
them because someone
Yeah.
didn't want to get back to
Yeah.
me. But
Yeah.
Two.
we'll talk about that
And you
some
don't
other
have
time.
that other person's number, right? So you couldn't call. We're ashamed to call.
This is turning into something else now. No, I love you guys. Thank you.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too. sir.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.